you realize that if the season ended today, the Eagles would have the 12th overall pick in the draft? The 12th overall pick. They are fighting for a top 10 pick as well as being one game out of first place. And I gotta tell you, I'm starting to really wonder what is best for this team. To make the playoffs and give your quarterback experience or get a top 10 pick? I don't know.
Everybody doing back here. So today we come with the big ass story. Dallas still stinks.
Everybody doing King Thing by here, and I'm still very, very, very pissed off. I'm pissed off about yesterday's game. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable to lose to the Miami Dolphins. It is. It is. There's no way the Eagles should allow that to happen. And I gotta tell you, I'm sick and tired of the same mistakes every week, the same problems every week, and nothing changes. And nothing changes. It drives me nuts. Okay? For instance, how many weeks are we going to watch guys make the same mistakes? Dropping balls, bad penalties, overthrowing passes, receivers not running good routes. How many weeks do we have to watch this? When is something going to change? When? How many times are we going to watch the defense get destroyed by one wide receiver and the Eagles have no answer and make no adjustments? Why wasn't a safety put to help protect the corners with Devontae Parker? They didn't even make an adjustment. It's frustrating to me, This game, out of the last 3 years I've been doing videos on YouTube, this was the most frustrating, aggravating loss that I've ever watched, especially doing YouTube videos. The last time I got really pissed off was in 2016 when we lost to the Cowboys in overtime. I think Smallwood fumbled in the fourth quarter, goes to overtime, and we lose. That pissed me off. This is worse. This is worse. And now the Eagles are 5-7, 2 games below 500. And to me, it's torture. It's torture because I shouldn't be thinking about playoffs. I shouldn't even be thinking about it. But all I hear is that we're 1 game out. Well, I gotta tell you, who cares that we're 1 game out? We can't beat anybody. I have no confidence we can beat the Giants this week. How can I say we're going to beat the Giants when we can't beat the Dolphins? I have no idea. I have no idea. And then I hear today that we're actually, if the season ended right now, we would be picking number 12, which means a couple more losses and you got a top 10 pick. Maybe you get a stud wide receiver. I mean, that's pretty tempting. Obviously, I'm going to be with this team to the end. I'm going to root for them to win every game because I want to go to the playoffs. I want to win the division. But, we can't beat Miami. How are we going to turn things around? How are we going to turn things around? I don't understand it. And I listened to Doug's press conference today, and it's just more the same thing. It's we're going to count on the leadership, and we're going to get this right, and no messages have to be sent. What? No messages have to be sent. It has to be sent. It has to be a nuke bomb go off in there. You need to go in there, Doug, and you need to fire Mike Groh's ass right now. Right now. Fire him. Stinks. Get rid of him. You fire him. You promote Deuce Staley for, the rest of the year. And then, then you can figure out long-term in the offseason. If Deuce can implement a new offense, a vertical offense, then keep him. But you got to get rid of Mike Groh. He has to go. He stinks. He stinks. As far as I'm concerned, you can get rid of Schwartz too. I'm not big on his scheme. I don't really like it. I've been saying that for years. Get rid of them both. How come he couldn't put a safety on Devontae Parker? How come he can't adjust? He had 2 good weeks, and he's back to his old ways. It's very frustrating. This is so frustrating. And look, in 2016, after the season ended, I wasn't big on Doug. I was like, we'll see. He deserves another year. Let's see if he can grow. In 2017, I thought he was Coach of the Year. I thought he was phenomenal. 2018, I didn't think he was that good. I thought at the end he did a good job in the playoffs. But it was like, Then this year, from preseason when he doesn't play any of the starters, nobody gets any playing time. He's keeping everybody because he don't want to get him hurt. And then, first couple weeks is, the guys didn't play in preseason. They're still in preseason mode. They're sloppy right now. That's why they're doing this and that. And then there's the injuries. And it's just week after week of the same mistakes. Drop balls, bad penalties, overthrown passes, a horrible route running. Every week it's the same thing. We are in week 13 and they are still making the same mistakes. They are still making the same mistakes. When Dallas lost on Thursday, your team should have been foaming at the mouth to destroy the Dolphins, to destroy them. And they look like they quit at halftime. They look like they quit once the Dolphins took the lead with the trick play. Looks like defense checked out. You know what I mean? Offense, well, kind of. The whole thing with the offense is this. And we talked about this in my postgame. Why'd you stop running the ball? Why are you not running the ball? Especially when you're up 28-14, you're not running the ball. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And we talk about mistakes that cost you. Carson, 28-20, Carson hits Ertz at the 5-yard line. He's probably going to get tackled around the 4-3. You score a touchdown there, you go up 35-20, they probably check out. They probably give up. But what happens? Ertz drops an easy ball, then they sack Carson, then they miss a field goal. You give Miami Dolphins all the momentum. And that's how it was. Every time... Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm allergic to losing. But every time they needed a shot in the arm, every time Miami needed a big play to get momentum, they got it. 4th and 4, Devontae Parker, touchdown. He just doesn't get a first down. He gets a touchdown. Then the trick play, right? The trick play where they have the kicker and they have that weird formation. I'm yelling, call timeout. Doug doesn't call timeout. Nobody knows where to go. They've shuffled past a ridiculous, embarrassing touchdown. Now, here's the thing. Doug today said it wouldn't have mattered if you called timeout. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. At the very least, you'll probably scare them into either kicking a field goal or lining up normally. But at least you could have talked to the guys, say, okay, look, rush two of you guys stay back and protect in case they're trying to pass it, and you could have talked it out. No, you don't want to waste the time out. I mean, those are the kind of things that cost you games. This is a veteran team. He's a veteran coach. He shouldn't be making the same mistakes every week. Going forward with Doug Pederson, right? Because Doug's not going anywhere. He's the head coach. He won the Super Bowl. We know his job is safe. And I talked about firing Mike GROH. I think they should do that immediately. I think it's a mistake not to. Okay? But what scares me about Doug Pederson is this. Doug Pederson constantly tries to put a square peg in a round hole. And it does not fit. Okay? A good coach will say, what is my quarterback? What does my offense do best? Let's build our offense around those things. And every week, he has a chance to run the ball. He doesn't run the ball. That's your strength. Why is that so hard to figure out? Run the damn ball. Run it! Run the ball. It's so frustrating. You're up 20-14. You could have ran the ball, killed clock, kept their offense off the field. But no! Doug wants to throw 50 times. How is he going to change this offense into a vertical passing offense, which it needs to be because of the kind of quarterback you have? How's he going to do that? Where are the speed wide receivers going to come from? You don't just need one, you need multiple. You need multiple wide receivers that are fast. You need a vertical offense because that is what your quarterback does best. You saw yesterday, They rolled Carson out. And look, it only took 13 weeks to roll Carson out finally, and they did it. And you saw how effective it was. One, because it buys time for receivers that can't get open. And two, that's when Carson's at his best. You want to build this offense around him and what he does. And you need a vertical passing game to go along with a good running game. And let me tell you, I'm not so sure Doug is going to be willing to make those changes. Because he can't even stick with the run during a game when it's working. You know, this is what I'm scared when it comes to Doug Pederson. Now, I don't think Doug should get fired or anything. He won a Super Bowl. He should have the chance to figure this out. But it's frustrating loss. And when I look at who's to blame primarily for this loss yesterday, it's the defense and Doug Pederson. You know, you could, and when I say defense, I throw Jim Schwartz in there with that too. Those are the reasons we lost. Okay? Doug continues to allow the little mistakes to happen, and to hear him come out today and say, well, I'm just going to talk to guys and nothing has to be done, no personnel change, nothing. I think that's bad, and I think that the guys don't hear his message anymore. You gotta go hardcore. We need Doug Pederson, Corleone. You know what I mean? That's what we need. We need him to kick some ass. Because right now, it's just like, well, we'll do better next week. But it's every week, Doug. It's every week. Now, as far as this division goes, I mean, I don't even know what to think. I cannot possibly think or feel comfortable that we can win any game left. We should beat the Giants. We should beat the Redskins. But we should have beat the Dolphins. I have no idea. I'll be rooting for this team every week. I'll be hoping that they get in the playoffs or win a division for Carson's sake to get experience. But, you know, I mean, you're not that far out from a top 10 pick. You may get a top 10 wide receiver in the draft. That's very tempting. If they, you know, I don't know. And let me tell you, Dallas, they don't want to win the division either. They stink. And I don't say it to make fun of them. I say it because it's the truth. I think there's a very good chance that Dallas, on Thursday night, will lose to Chicago. I think they're going to lose. And when they lose, you ain't going to hear nothing from me. I ain't saying shit. I'm going to be quiet. I'm not going to post anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to hold it in. I'm going to hold back. Because Eagles got to go beat the Giants. And when the Eagles play Dallas for the division and we win, then I'll talk a lot of crap. But right now, I can't do it with this team. They lost to Miami. I thought I was dreaming. It ruined my eggnog time, last night. You know? All day, all night, it pissed off. I think that the Eagles, with the next 4 games, if they can figure the small things out that they haven't all year, they could get hot. But they haven't shown that they can do it. And then I hear Doug come out today, and it just sounds like it's the same thing every week. I don't know how many times you can do the same thing before it's like, this ain't working. You know what I mean? You know Doug's not going anywhere. You know Howie's not going anywhere. You know Carson's not going anywhere. You know these guys aren't going anywhere. But Mike GROH could go somewhere. Jim Schwartz, for all I care, could go somewhere. It's time. It's time to make some moves. It's time to send a message. And I think Doug should be sending a message this week. You only have 4 games left. You still control your own destiny. As crazy and as whacked out as it sounds, that's the truth. And you know what? If they lose to the Giants, then they may fall into the top 10 for a pick. And I honestly, I don't know what's better. Make the playoffs and give your quarterback experience, or get a top 10 pick. I don't know what's better. We're not winning the Super Bowl. We're not winning it. But, you know, I would like to see Carson get in the playoffs, win a division, win a playoff game, get that experience. That's what I wanted. But I don't know. I don't know what's best. I'm very frustrated at this team. I'm very pissed off. But at the same time, there's 4 games left, and I'm going to give that team every ounce that I have, everything I have during my streams. And hopefully we get hot and go on a run, and Doug can turn this thing around. But after yesterday, everybody has a right to be pissed off. And Doug has to do a better job. He has to do a better job. He has to do a better job with the small things and getting this team ready and getting rid of these stupid mistakes that keep killing us week in, week out. We can talk about how many games that have killed us. And then the other thing is he has to be willing to change his style of offense in the offseason for what is best for the talent around him. Those are my thoughts. That's how I feel today. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Don't be a dingbat.